Good evening, and welcome back to the Nest at the Humber Athletic Center. I'm here, Nicole D'Angelo, here with Sam Staples, and we're here to see the playoff crossover game against Humber Hawks and La Cite's Coyotes. Sam, why don't you tell me a little bit about where La Cite stand right now?
So La Cite is coming into the season with a record of 9-9. They have lost their last game, so they are looking to bounce back from that. And Humber is coming into the game with a record of 10-8, also losing one, so they're looking to bounce back as well. This is a huge game for both teams. They're extremely evenly matched, so we'll see how this game goes.
I'm really curious to see how La Cite plays. It seems that they seem to do better on home games versus being away, so we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah, La Cite has really struggled on the road. It could be a number of things, maybe the travel time, maybe not being able to get a good night's sleep at your home, but who knows. We'll see how they fare today in Toronto.
Comparatively, I mean, the last game that the Hawks played was amazing, feeling an emotional 5-set win. I'm curious to see how they turn out and play today. Over to Danielle Dupuis for more info.
Thanks, guys. So I'm standing here at the Nest where the Humber Hawks will be facing one of their big games of the season. It's a crossover game and sudden death game against Le Cite Coyotes. So the winner of this game will be advancing to the OCAA Championships, which are being held next week in Hamilton. For more visuals on the game, back to the commentators.
So Sam, there's some really interesting players on both teams to watch for this game. What's your opinion on how the Humber Hawks players stand?
Well, one guy I would really like to look at is Clayton Blanchette, number 16 on the Hawks. He comes into first in a lot of the offensive stats. He's first in kills and also kills per set. He's just a very consistent offensive weapon for this Humber team. So we'll look to see how he was able to make an impact today.
Blanchette is such a star player, and he just recently broke a Hawks record, having 312 kills and a total point of 369 recently. He now stands second in both categories for the Hawks. Amazing player. He really does carry the team, and he works well with his teammates, especially Kinoshita and Gibbs. Now, for players to watch on the La Cite team, they have three main players that you want to look out for today, including hitter Michael LeBlanc, Jeremy Murray, and Nicholas Lebray. All three players are exceptional, especially LeBlanc, who is second place in the league's leading scorer standings. He has a mark of 4.6 points per set and comes via 275 kills, 20 aces, and 21 blocks. That being said, Jeremy Murray has a mark of 3.3 points per set, and Lebray distributes the ball very well and sets his teammates up with an average of 360, his first in 365 assists, and assists per set average of 9.64. Now, for the anthem. All right, so back to it. The guys are about to start, and I'm really looking forward to see LeBlanc up against Blanchette and see how the two compare.
It's definitely it'll be like almost a heavyweight fight between those guys, just throwing blows back and forth. We'll see which one was able to land the knockout punch.
Exactly. That being said, though, let's talk a little bit about the Hawks coach. So, amazing career. Wayne Wilkins now has 313 career victories under his belt. An amazing coach. I bet he is on pins and needles right now, hoping to see success in this game.
Yeah, he's been manning that bench for 23 years, so he definitely has a ton of experience under his belt. Something I would like to look at is the difference in size between the two teams' rosters. La Cite is coming in with a significant disadvantage in terms of personnel, so we'll see how that's able to affect the rotations, and maybe if fatigue works in.
Well, I've seen that time and time again. You have a team that has a small roster and a few star players, and they get exhausted because they are on the court the whole game, and fatigue just gets them in the end. So, no, yeah, like you said, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, for sure.
So we should be getting to game time pretty soon. We just got the coaches giving a quick debrief on the players, maybe a last-minute game plan or some final motivation.
Looking to pull deep, get that emotion out. The Hawks are definitely must be feeling the pressure after having such a successful game that won them this crossover game. They're going to want to prove to everyone that they are here to win and to move forward to the championship.
The pressure is definitely on for them. But for now, we'll take a look at the player introductions.
Wearing number 3, a 6'2" middle from Toronto, wearing number 4, a 6 in the middle from Hollywood, Andrew Leakey. Wearing number 7, a 6 from Michael Madsen. Wearing number 9, a 6 Alex Hughes. Wearing number 14, a 5'17" from Brandon, Adam Hiroshita. Wearing number 16, a 6'5" from St. Patrick's, Cite. Your starting number, wearing number 9, Nicholas Keelan. Your head coach is ready.
All right. Here we go, starting at the first set. I just got to say before we start, I love that the Hawks each have their own personal game-starting secret handshakes.
It's definitely, it's almost like when you see Jose Bautista on the Toronto Blue Jays. Anytime he hits a home run, he goes to each and every player, and they each have their individual handshakes. It's great to see. It's a great motivator for every player on the team.
Yeah, and definitely shows that teamwork and sense of community on the team that they have. All right, Kinoshita up for the first set. Serve. Nice, up and over. Player number 6, volleys up. Nice little tap of the net. Blanchette in for the spike. Nice save by player number 14, Alicete. Blocked by Johnson. Nice spike down by Ache. Ache up for set it up. And that was an excellent play from player number 7, Michael LeBlanc. LeBlanc, the player that we were talking about in the beginning, amazing player to watch.
So there we go, right off the bat. You can see both of these offenses extremely potent, throwing blows back and forth. La Cite is able to get the first point.
That right for the set. Taking out. Attaché bump sets it over. LeBlanc in for the spike, blocked out by La Cite. Gibbs tapping it over. Setting up for Attaché. Nice save going down deep for Gibbs. Oh, sorry, Madsen. One-handed bump over. Kinoshita sitting up for Blanchette, but getting it saved. And the ball just fumbles into that net, unfortunately. La Cite not quite knowing what to do.
So there we saw one of the players to watch, Clayton Blanchette, already making an impact. That his power was just too much to handle for the La Cite side, causing the ball to drop.
And here's the serve for Blanchette. 1-1 for the... And right into the net, unfortunately. I find time and time again, Blanchette has all that power behind his serves, but sometimes he just doesn't get that angle right.
Clayton Blanchette's actually coming to this game first in errors, so that's definitely not something uncommon for him.
LeBlanc for the first serve. Kinoshita setting it for John, but not quite reaching it, hitting the net, and unfortunately not getting it over.
There we just saw miscommunication on the Humber side. You saw Kinoshita and some of his other teammates unable to get something going there.
LeBlanc up for the second serve. Kinoshita setting it up from right in. Oh, blocked out by Attaché and Ranger. Unfortunately, the ball going out, and point for the Coyotes, now 4-1.
That was just a huge block there on the La Cite side. Great defense there.
Third serve for LeBlanc. Kinoshita setting up for John. Saved by the Coyotes. Keeping it in play. Kinoshita faking it out, and Gibbs spiking it over the net. Point for the Hawks.
Absolutely huge spike from Gibbs. He's a player who's definitely known for his power on his spikes, so you definitely saw that there.
Excellent spike. Now Kobe John up for his first serve of the set. Nice job. A little bit of a fumble there by the Coyotes, and Gibbs just being in the right place at the right time to get that spike over.
He's just kind of finding that loose ball over the net, and he made La Cite made them pay for leaving that loose ball up there.
Ooh. Second set for John. Nice serve. Attaché for the spike, and he is spiking it right into the net. Oh, that attack, just not the right angle, the right height for that hit.
There was a pretty big mistake there from Attaché, coming from Montreal, Quebec.
Kobe John here for his second serve. And a nice play by player number 6, Labre, setting it up for player number 5, Ranger.
Ranger really, he fooled Kinoshita there. You saw Kinoshita go down expecting the ball to be in one place, and once he committed to going down there, the ball just wasn't there. He was unable to adjust.
Served by Ranger. Kinoshita setting it up for Gibbs. Gibbs spiking it down for all the power, finding that hole in the Coyotes.
Once again, Gibbs with the huge power. You saw right after that, him and his teammates go crazy after that. What a huge spike from Gibbs. And there you go, you saw Gibbs there, and look at that reaction from him. He's loving that.
He is stoked. Back to the game now. Kinoshita one-handed bump up. Blanchette trying to spike it down, but the Coyotes saving it. And unfortunately, Ranger just knocking it, bumping it one hand over, out of the court.
Unfortunate error for there.
Oh, powerful spike by player number 8, Murray. Wow.
He definitely just found the hole there. It was a breakdown in Humber defense.
Here's that spike again. Wow, using his height for that incredible attack. Might Sin trying to go to spike.
There we go, that one right up the La Cite plate. You brought up the height of the La Cite player. Something that I find interesting is the height difference it seems in the two teams. On the Humber side, you have many players over 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". On the La Cite, there's very few players over 6 feet. So we'll see how that plays into it.
And unfortunately, the Hawks setting that outside of bounds. Points now 7-7.
That was just an unfortunate service error by Matson.
Serving now is Rowe for La Cite. Nice bump up by Gibbs, but unfortunately he couldn't get down low enough for that save.
Seemed like right there was a miscommunication between Gibbs and Matson, both going for the ball there. One of them was unable to get a clean bump on the ball, leading to the error on their side.
Second serve for player number 12, Rowe. Gibbs bumping up to Kinoshita, Kinoshita to Blanchette. Amazing save by La Cite. Oh, ooh, and
ball coming right towards us.
Okay, ooh, back to what I was saying. Lamotte for La Cite. Nice attack attempt, not enough height, right into the net, unfortunately. But their libero is doing an excellent job of setting his teammates up. Little tap over by La Cite. Nice save by Kinoshita to Gibbs. Lamotte attacks, but Gibbs saves it. Kinoshita setting Blanchette up. And the libero, Lamoth. And finally getting that attack in for player number 7, LeBlanc.
LeBlanc, one of our players to watch early in the game, making an impact. You can see him with that huge power on the spike going off the arm of Kobe John and out of bounds.
And here's first set for player number 8, Murray. Nishida setting up a fake out where Blanchette ends up with attack for a 9-9 score now.
That was a beautiful deception on the side of Humber. There you go right there. That was actually the spike of Clean Blanchette, the one we just saw. Great power there.
Kinoshita for the serve. LeBlanc getting the point, even though that was a very weird bounce-off situation that happened.
It did. You saw Kobe John go up and attempt the block. It seemed like it went off the side of his arm. Wasn't able to get solid contact on the ball.
Unfortunately, here's Labarre for a serve to Gibbs. Kinoshita setting up John, and the ball going right through the libero Lamont's arms.
There you go. You see that Kobe John using his length on that one to reach back and slam that runner right down, and it went right through the last two players' arms.
Oh, that libero must be feeling a little bit hurt right now.
Definitely not something you don't want to see.
Here's Blanchette for the serve. Libero fumbles it and sets it back over his head.
That one almost went in the raised basketball net. Well, that would have been 2 points for Lacite.
I don't know about that. Oh, but it seems like Lamoth needs to get his head in the right place.
Ooh, on the last 2 points, we have seen errors on the Lacite side.
Here's Blanchette for a second serve. Oh, right into the net.
Once again into the net, something that you had pointed out where sometimes the serve can be super explosive, but that power and that explosiveness can also lead to the heightened chance of errors.
It's about keeping it focused, keeping it contained. Here's LeBlanc's first serve, out of bounds, point to the Humber Hawks, 12-11. Wow, this score is tight today.
So both sides there trading service errors, and yeah, we have a super tight game today, so you really don't want to see teams making those errors because every point matters.
No, we do not. Here's Kobe John for the serve. Nice serve. And point for La Cité. Surprisingly, player number 12, Rowe, just a little sneak in that.
That looked like it went off the finger of Kobe John. Maybe the players really have to look to not commit if they know that they cannot get the block to make sure that they don't get a deflection.
Ooh, nice save.
Matched in there with a massive spike.
Wow.
Off the arms of number 8 on the Lacite side, Jeremy Murray, excuse me.
Lamoth. Nice block by Mixon. And Lacite just fumbling and not sure what to do about that block.
It was a pretty crazy play there. Matchton went up and he got the block, but then there was a weird spin on the ball, and it looked like neither team knew where the ball was going to land, and it just happened to land on the Lacite side.
Oh, and lift on Lacite. Point for the Hawks, 15-12.
There we saw another error on a serve, something that these teams really need to look to avoid in a game this tight.
Oh, for sure. No, Lacite players communicating right now, trying to get their heads back into it. Here's Gibbs for the serve. Attaché with the kill.
Attaché with the huge spike there, using his height and his long length to be able to reach back and fire one right in the hole of the Humber defense.
And here he is now for the next serve for Lacite. Gibbs bumps it. And unfortunately gets in Blanchette's way.
There you go, a miscommunication on the side of Humber. Blanchette trying to run to recover that Gibbs errant bump, and unfortunately Gibbs also got in the way.
Oh, well, here we go, second serve by Attaché. Oh, blocked out by Lacite. Blanchette for the attack. And point for the Humber Hawks. Libero Lamoth not being able to get down and get his hands in the right place for that save.
Once again, that huge power from Blanchette. The Lacite side was unable to react in time. It was just way too fast. Gone in the blink of an eye.
Matchson for the serve. Lamoth. Laberry. And point for attack by Murray.
I almost lost my head on that one. Luckily, someone on the sideline caught the ball headed right my way.
We're getting a lot of stray volleyballs today at us.
It's definitely a dangerous job sitting here in this booth. We're in the splash zone.
No protection. Row for the serve. Matson, Kinoshita, and a lovely textbook attack by Blakey.
Blake there, that's his first point of the game there. He comes with a spike similar to some of his teammates in Gibbs and Blanchette with that huge power.
And
Taking a look at that spike there. You saw number 7 on the Lacete side, LeBlanc, go up, and he's kind of jumping wild trying to block that. He wasn't sure where it was going.
no, he was not. Blakey definitely did have a little bit of a spin on it. We got a sub out now. That was player number 2, Pascal.
We saw that one fall in. The Lacete side, thinking that one was going to go out. The ref disagreed.
Pascal for a second serve. Lamoth, Labre. LeBlanc saved by Pascal, but unfortunately went out.
Way into the stands there. Gibbs looked like he was going to try to dive in there and bail his teammate out, but probably for the better, decided to not dive into those stands.
You really can only go so far.
You really can.
The score is now 18-16 for the Hawks. Served by Murray, save. Kinoshita sets it up for Blanchette, blocked out by Lacete. Kinoshita sets it again. And shit, whoa, ball to us again.
For the 3rd time in a row.
Oh, good Lord, okay.
That was right at us.
Oh, where were we? I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to get your head back in the game when
Something like that happens when you're drawing right out of it. Your primal instincts kick in a little bit.
All right, served by Kinoshita. Lamotte saves it. Lambre, LeBlanc, and fortunately ricochets off of Blanchette. Point for Lacete.
That's the 3rd or 4th time today we've seen Lacete get a point on a spike attempt that has gone off the arm and a block attempt of Humber. I think Humber needs to really make sure that they have to consistently get these blocks.
Mitchison, Kinoshita, Kobe. Lamotte ricocheted off of to Ashes. And okay, amazing kill for Blanchette.
I want to go back to that last ricochet. It looked like it was about to be the point, but it went off the face. It seemed like number 12, Gabriel Renault, right back into play, and Lacete was able to recover.
3 players. That was a 3-player ricochet. I've never seen that, and the ball still be in game. Okay, here's Blanchette for the next serve. Lamotte saving it. LeBlanc bumps it over from the back. Blanchette setting Kinoshita up to set up Gibbs. Lamotte scoots down to save it. Kinoshita setting a fake for a little tap over by Gibbs. Attaché bumps it over gracefully. Kinoshita, little tap, Gibbs. And unfortunately, point to Lacete for a lift.
Kinoshita called on a lift there. It looked like he was going to go over and just tap that ball over the net, but he tried to mix it up a little bit and tap it back towards his teammate to go for a spike. Ref disagreed and thought that was a lift.
Serve for LeBlanc. Blanchette, Kinoshita. Matchson, blocked by Lacete. Kinoshita setting up again for Gibbs. Ooh, right through the arms. Lacete seems to save it. Kinoshita setting up Matchson. Kinoshita to Gibbs, attacks it over. Atchison getting down on the ground to save that. And the ball staying in. Wow, what a hustle by both teams.
And I'm not sure if it's just unorthodox play style or Lacete's just getting lucky. It seems like time and time again, the ball's just bouncing around all over the place. You see it right there. It's kind of, he just straight on punched that one. So unorthodox, but it still gets the job done.
It does, though it seems like half of this is, I mean, talent, but luck, really. Being in the right place at the right time, getting your arms in the right place. LeBase, Kinoshita, Gibbs for the attack, blocked out by Lacete. Ball landing just on Lacete's side. Point to Lacete for...
I believe that was a reach over there on Madsen.
Yeah. Hawks not looking too happy, Blanchette.
They definitely have some choice words for the ref there, disagreeing. The set's still super close, could go either way. 21-19 for the Hawks.
Here's Ranger with the serve. Nice down bump by Cullen. Matchison getting the point with that excellent spike, getting into a bit of a fumble there for Lacete with Rangers.
Yeah, the Ranger there went down. He looked like he was in great position. He was just unable to handle the power of that spike.
No, here's Gibbs for the serve. LeBlanc kicking himself right now for the bump that he just sent out.
Once again, that's 2 in a row for Lacete. Errant bumps leading to points on the Humber side. Now it looks like we have a timeout on the floor.
Score's now 23-19. Good time to call that timeout for La Cite.
Yeah, they've definitely, the last few points, they've seen a lot of errors happen their way. And you've seen, when they haven't had errors, they've just kind of had the ball bounce around their defense. There hasn't been a real structure to it. So it's quite remarkable that they've been able to stay this close in this first set.
No, it seems like comparatively the Hawks have like calculated plays. I mean, the amount of times Kinoshita has set up his teammates for those attacks has been amazing.
We're going to take a look at that last point there, where you can see number 5, Matthew Ranger, unable to handle that spike right off of his arms and wide.
Whereas La Cite, I mean, they don't have the same awareness, I think, that the Hawks have for the players on the court.
Here we see Wayne Wilkins and his team.
Getting that energy back, getting themselves in the mindset for the next.
Something I always remark at this Humber team is like the teamwork and the camaraderie it seems like they have among the guys. They're all in it for each other. It's incredible to see.
The mouth, right? Hache saved by Blanchette. Kinoshita getting low to bump it up. Kubin bumps it over. LeBlanc. Labre. Nice attack by Murray, but blocked out by Blakey for the point to go to.
That was just out of the reach there of LeBlanc. Oh. Yep, that was a Humber point there. It was just out of the reach of LeBlanc on the La Cite side.
Score 24-19 for the Humber Hawks.
Humber's looking to close out this all-important first set. It's always great to be able to get that first set and know that you're not playing behind early, and you can really start running away the game like that.
Oh, for sure. Definitely, as an athlete, if you're not in the right mindset, if you're feeling down in the beginning of a game, it's hard to recover.
So we'll see how the La Cite can maybe attempt to try to clean up some of their mistakes in this first set going forward. And we're going to take a look at that last play there.
Murray blocked out by Blakey.
Matthew LeBlanc trying to jump back. Maybe could have attempted to dive, but looking out for his body instead of trying to sacrifice a point that was most likely gone.
Yeah, this early in the game, you don't want to be seeing any players really diving and hurting themselves, do you?
Especially a star player like Michelle LeBlanc.
For sure. Here's Gibbs getting ready for the set. Lamoth. Right? Attaché and Quibben not getting down low. Point to La Cite Coyotes.
That right there looked like maybe those couple of timeouts, La Cite was able to work something out because that was definitely a calculated, clean point for them.
Oh, they definitely knew what they were doing. Here's Attaché for the serve. Gibbs. Kinoshita trying to do a little fake out and tap it in with a little poke over the net, but no dice.
He tried to get a little bit sneaky there. Unfortunate that didn't work out. Hit that one right into the net.
Oh, you see him smiling though at his own mistake.
His teammates, I think, appreciated the effort of that one, mixing it up.
Here's Attaché for the serve. Gibbs, Kinoshita. Matchison blocked out by La Cite. Murray and Labre, they really can get up there for those blocks.
They really can, using their height. And there you see Humber calling a timeout there. They've let, I believe, 3 pointers get away from them. His La Cite is clawing right back into the set. You really want to see Humber try to close this out as quickly as possible.
No, definitely. Now staying at 24-22. This game, I thought we were getting a little bit of distance from both teams, but they're bringing it back together in those points.
Yeah, it really seemed like Humber was starting to run away with the set, mostly on the part of some mistakes on La Cite's part. But during that last chunk of play, we definitely saw a much, much cleaner play from the La Cite side.
And this is what, the third timeout we've gotten called almost?
Yeah, we've had like almost as many timeouts as points in the past couple of minutes.
Ooh, definitely both coaches are looking to their teammates, trying to get that energy up. As you can see, La Cite bringing it together for those final words before they're going to go back into the set.
For sure, and the Humber side breaks as well, and we're getting right back into action soon. Humber will definitely be looking to close this out as quickly as possible in this set.
Here's Attaché. Taking a breath for the serve. Gibbs bumps it up to Kinoshita, who sets it up for Meissen. Blocked out by the Coyotes. Kinoshita setting it up again for Meissen, who bumps it over La Cite's defense. LeBlanc. Up and over. Kubin. Kinoshita. Edgerson blocked out again by the Coyotes. Gibbs in for the attack. Adjusé saves it. Labre bumps it up for Adjusé, who unfortunately fumbles it into the net.
Yeah, right there you saw. It seemed like Cite had a shot to keep that rally going, just bumped it into the net. And the look on the coach's face of despair there, he's definitely not happy about that one. Hawks are able to take the first set.
Oh, you just see again and again though, Murray and Labre were up in those blocks. We're there with the Hawks.
Yeah, that's something I'm super impressed with, especially considering the Cite, like I said earlier, they're not the tallest team. So their ability to get up there and consistently block the Hawks' offensive attacks is pretty incredible.
Oh, for sure, but it's definitely no surprise though to see that by that second block in the final few minutes of that set, Gibbs knew to, or Michelson knew to like bump it up a little bit higher over their hands.
Yeah, for sure. Something interesting is that the two players on the Humber side, mostly known for their offensive prowess, Gibbs and Blanchette, both only have 3 and 4 kills, so they're definitely leading the way so far.
Oh, for sure.
On the offensive side.
It's nice to see that the teamwork though between Kinoshita, Gibbs, and Blanchette. They definitely seem to work very well together.
Kinoshita really seems like I don't know him personally, but he seems like a really team guy. He's always smiling, and he always has his teammates back, and he's definitely a guy that you would love to have on your side of the ball.
Oh, for sure. Talking about Cite Coyotes, though, it seems like they have the number of our star players that we talked about before the game really shone during this last set. LeBlanc, definitely, but specifically, I was particularly surprised at Lamotte, the libero.
Yeah. Lamotte is coming out of this set with 8 digs, and LeBlanc is leading the game, in fact, with 5 kills.
No, it seems like Lamotte definitely is doing a good job of keeping his team together, trying to get, even after all those fumbles and a few, like, it seems like he had a few instances of getting his emotions back in check, he was able to recover for the end of the game. All right, so let's go to commercial, and we'll be back after this.
We are chefs. We are programmers. At Humber, we are career focused. We provide practical learning in and out of the classroom. We are chefs. We are programmers. We are community builders. We are technicians. We are entrepreneurs. We are Humber.
You've got your degree. Now take your education to the next level. At Humber College, our career-focused programs incorporate hands-on practical experience both in and out of the classroom, allowing you to get the experience employers are looking for.
Here at the Humber Athletic Center. Welcome back to the Nest. I'm Nicole D'Angelo here with Sam Staples.
Right back into action here in the second set.
Nice save by Kinoshita. Blanchette spikes it over. Lamotte saves it. Labre one-handed up. Attaché bumping it over. Kinoshita sending it to Blanchette, who's excellent spike attack. Point to the Hawks. Wow, that's a lot of energy coming out in the first few seconds of the game.
Incredible there. Clean Blanchette looking like a sniper right on the edge of that area. Looked like it was going to go long, but able to drop it in almost perfectly.
Ref having a few words with Kinoshita right now about Blanchette. Blanchette getting called over now to talk to the ref.
A little bit of confusion here. Blanchette's conversing with the ref.
Ball handling is not up for discussion. Next time with the card. Okay, no just.
Blanchette.
He's going over and talking to his coach, Wayne Wilkins, about what the ref had to say. I'm not quite sure what they could be talking about there. Looked like a clean spike to me.
No, me too. But it seems like the ref is...
Maybe it had to do with his positioning, or maybe something after the play that he wasn't a fan of in terms of celebration or something like that.
Can you shoot it for a serve? Labre. Attaché spikes it down. Quibben getting down low to save it. Kinoshita setting it for Gibbs, who bumps it past the Coyotes defense. LeBlanc trying to spike, but the Hawks blocking it out. Gibbs for the attack, right through. Lamothe saving it. I just say a nice little pokey over the net. John, Blanchette. LeBray setting it. LeBlanc, a nice attack. Murchison rolling out of that.
Yeah, Murchison unable to reach that spike there by LeBlanc, who continues to build on his lead of kills in this game with 6.
And here's LeBlanc now for the next serve. Nice serve over the net. Kinoshita not quite getting it. Atoshia saving it over. Blanchette, excellent attack point for the Hawks.
There we saw once again on the Lachete side some confusion when they're trying to set up a play. They're kind of just having the ball bounce around to players. There's not a true structure to it. And here we're going to take a look at that Blanchette spike again, right off the arm of that Lachete player.
No, as you're saying, it seems like they lose. Here's Blanchette for the serve. LeBray setting it for Attaché. Blanchette saving it. Kishida setting it to Gibbs. Point for the Hawks.
We've seen from the set so far, Gibbs and Blanchette have completely taken over. They've overpowered that Lachete defense, just finding the holes and dropping it in for an early 3-1 lead.
No, it seems like in the last set that Lacete's blockers couldn't do any better, but now they're just finding those holes. Blanchette, power spike, unfortunately out of bounds.
I believe that's the 3rd time today we've seen Clayton Blanchette either go long or into the net with the serve. So maybe you want to take a look at losing some power and hope for more control and a consistent serve.
Yeah, no, a little bit more quality, a little bit less power. Here's the serve for player number 5, Ranger. Murchison getting the point with an excellent attack.
Right there again, we saw another great set by Kinoshita, a guy we talked about a little bit before the break.
Kinoshita making everybody else look good.
A really underrated player on the Humber side.
Here's Kobe John for the serve. Into the net, unfortunately for the Hawks.
It's a 2nd service error for Humber so far this set, contributing to more than half of Lacete's points this set.
Oh, for sure. It's now 4-3 for the Hawks. Serving is Attaché. Got a lot of noise from the crowd here. Quibbin bumps it to the front. Kinoshita sets it up for Gibbs, who bumps it over the Lacete's defense. Lavray, nice little bump over by Rowe. Gibbs, and an error on the Hawks part. Double touch.
Blakey right there, it didn't seem to know what was going on. There was right after the whistle blew, there's a look of confusion on his face.
Yeah, I don't think he noticed exactly what's going on. Here's Attaché for the serve. Gibbs, Kinoshita, Murchison, Murray bumps it back over. Quibbin, Gibbs for a nice little tap on that. Labray, Lamothe, LeBlanc, Blanchette saves that one from the back. Gibbs, one-handed bump over. Saved by Lacete. Kinoshita sending it up. Blanchette tacks it right beside LeBlanc for the point.
Another beautiful spike there from Clayton Blanchette. Here we're going to take a look at it again. Just huge power, huge height, and the number 8 on the Lacete side, like we said, unable to find the block.
No, he did not. Oh, LeBray saves it and keeps it in play. Quibbin, nice bump for the back. Kashina set it up. Murchison. And the score right now, 5-5.
5-5, so Lacete able to tie it up in this set after falling behind early.
Nice set by Rowe. Kinoshita. Murchison, nice save by Lamothe. LeBray to Attaché, who spikes it into the net.
Attaché there, unable to get it over the net. Unfortunate for the Lacete side. And here we're going to take a look at Alex Gibbs socks wearing some pink Powerpuff Girls socks. Interesting choice there.
Maybe they're his lucky socks.
Could be.
Nice powerful spike by LeBlanc, but unfortunately blocked by the Hawks. Kinoshita setting up Gibbs. Lamothe saving it from the back. LeBray, LeBlanc, Quibbin, bump almost hitting the ceiling. Kinoshita sets it for Blanchette for point for the Hawks.
Blanchette's really just taken over this set. He's up to 8 kills, and I believe 4 of them have come in this set, so huge power. We're going to take a look at that one again. You can see him just go up, huge power. Again, once again, finds the gap in the Lacete defense.
And we just missed point for the Hawks for, point for Lassite for a lift error. I gotta say though, maybe Blanchette's going for another few records.
He could be.
Murray's serve, Quibin bumps, sets it. Kinoshita, Blanchette. Oh wow, the power on that kill for the point.
Blanchette's just on fire. It was almost like he'd be like a player in NBA Jam. He'd be on fire right now. We're gonna look at that one again.
The Blanchette power spike, sending Rowe to the ground. Wow.
What's interesting is that this set has been unable to find the blocks like they were last set.
LeBlanc saving it. Blakey bumping it from the back. Kunishita singing it up for Blanchette. Blanchette blocked out by Ranger.
Well, there we go. The classic commentator's curse. As soon as they say one team's not doing anything, they do it right away.
Knock on wood. Here's Lebre for the serve for the Lassite Coyotes. Matchson. Kunishita. Blanchette blocked out again by Ranger.
2 in a row there by the Lassite defense. You really heard the Humber home crowd there as Lassite was going to serve get extremely loud, trying to throw them off.
Trying to get that distraction going. Here's Lebre for his second serve. Blanchette, Kinoshita. Gibbs spikes in, blocked out by LeBlanc. But unfortunately, it fell on the Lassite side, so point for the Hawks.
Lassite going for 3 spikes in a row, but that one was unfortunately went wide. Currently 9-8 for the Hawks in this set.
Here's Kinoshita for his serve. Nice little serve over the net. LeBlanc, excellent attack. Looking very excited.
LeBlanc, he kind of amazes me. The height he's able to get with his smaller height is just incredible. He's flying out there.
He is really getting some air with those jumps. Here he is for the serve. Quibin, Kinoshita, fakes out Blanchette for the serve, and it ricochets off for player number 12, Rowe.
That one was what looked like it went off the net and off the Lassite player's arms. Interesting that the ref was able to make a quick call there.
Here's Blanchette for the serve. Let's see that power and maybe a little bit of position this time. Saved by Lamont. Nice little tap around to say. Kinoshita setting it up for Matchison, which stays in the court.
Matchison with an amazing snipe there, right in the corner, able to keep it in for the Humber point. Almost, that right there is almost undefensible for Lassite. That was just perfect placement by Matchison.
No, those Coyotes did not know that was coming. That back corner was definitely undefended. Here's Blanchette for the next serve. Nice spike by Matchson. Bumped over by Rowe. Kinoshita. Gibbs. And a fumble block by Lassite to give the point to the Hawks.
That one was bouncing back and forth off the net and off the Lassite side, and it just trickled down onto the floor there for the Humber point. We've really seen over the last 2 times Blanchette clean up his serves. He's been able to drop them in extremely well. We'll see if he's able to continue that here.
It's 12-9 for the Hawks. Here's Blanchette with the third serve. And that's a service ace for the Hawks.
Blanchette, 3 in a row, amazing serves. Even on the last 2, even though they were unable to fall in for aces, they sent the Lassite defense scrambling. We're taking a look at it right here again. Just dropping right in. That arc to it is just absolutely beautiful.
It's almost like the Coyotes were leaning away from that ball. It definitely had a lot of power to it.
They were completely fooled there. Here we see in the crowd a fan with one of these hand clappers, something that you definitely hear them whenever Lassite's going for a serve. This home crowd trying to rattle the Lassite side.
Oh, for sure. They're trying to get that noise, get that spirit up, and be as distracting as they possibly can.
So the story of the second set so far has really just been Clayton Blanchette. He's been able to get kill after kill, and his serves have just sent the Lassite defense. They sent them a rise. They're unable to stop him, it seems like.
That is to say, though, it's nice to see the Coyotes' LeBlanc finally kind of getting a bit more into the groove of things. He's had a few good spikes in this last set.
Yeah, he's trailing right behind Blanchette in terms of kills with 7.
Though I'm definitely curious to see how fatigue we were talking about earlier is going to affect this team. They seem okay at the moment.
That's a very good point. Lassite they've had pretty much the same 5 on the court for the entire game, and they haven't shown any signs of slowing down so far. So we'll see if that fatigue may catch up with them later in the game.
Here's Blanchette for his next serve. And it was out. Unfortunately, we lost that position.
There once again, Blanchette with the double-edged sword of going for the power on the serve, but just unable to control it.
Here's J for the serve. Woo! And completely out of the court.
That one was completely a ride, just straight out of the court.
No arc to it, just like straight. I thought it was going to hit the top of the net, to be honest.
Looked like it was going to, not Kobe John with the serve.
And unfortunately, Kobe John's serve out of bounds.
So there you see 2 Humber serves in a row going long. Those are points that you definitely never want to be giving up. It's just something in your game that you can really clean up, and it'll really allow the other team to claw back in it.
Ashe serves. Quibben bumps it to the front. Kinoshita setting it up for Matchison, who gets it over. Lamont, Labre. Spiked out. Blocked out by the Hawks. Rowe not being able to get that spike in.
They got up for the block, but it just went off their hands with a little bit too much force and flew wide into the inbound court.
Now 14-12. Ashe for the serve, which is long and past the line. Point for the Hawks. Now 15-12.
Is there a strong wind going through this gym or something? All these serves seem to be going long.
I don't know. The distance is getting off. Here's Gibbs for the serve. Lamont accidentally setting it backwards. Ashe saving it. LeBlanc, nice little bump over. Nishida, Blanchette spikes it, and actually trying to save it. Unfortunately, bumping it out. Point for the Hawks.
Gibbs there with so much power. That sent the ball flying up almost 5 or 6 rows up into the stands. Just incredible.
Labre. Murray, nice spike. Getting that kill in for La Cite.
It's right there. We unfortunately able to show you there. It was a great spike there by Murray. It was a great all-around play by the La Cite side.
Here's Rowe up for the serve. Matches in. Nishida. Nice little sneak attack by Kinoshita. Actually not getting down in the right place fast enough.
Very, very sneaky play there by Kinoshita, positioning himself as if he is going to set one of his teammates up, one of his big power teammates up. But just over the back of his head, tips it over for the point.
Matchson serves. Rowe. Labre. Murray. Excellent kill, but out of bounds. Point for the Hawks.
Matchson now with the serve.
Lamoth, Labre. Blocked. LeBlanc. Lamoth again. Labre, nice little bump over. Gibbs saving. Kinoshita setting up Blakey. Matchin saves the Blanchette with the spike for the point.
Blanchette just threading the needle right on that line. In by a hair. We'll take another look at that one. From his wheelhouse, his favorite spot right in that corner of the net, able to get it down.
Spike by LeBlanc, saved by Gibbs. Kinoshita getting it back on the court. Blanchette spiking it out of bounds. Point for the Coyotes. 19-14 Hawks.
So Blanchette, his hot streaks almost coming to an end there, hitting it wide. He still leads the game with 12 kills, though.
Here's Murray for the next serve. Gibbs getting down to save it. Kinoshita to Blanchette. Blocked out by La Cite. Murray keeping it back into the center. Labre setting up Blanc. Nice save him in Matchison. Ranger, Labre. LeBlanc again. Gibbs. Kinoshita setting up Blanchette. Blanchette spiking. Murray saving it. Blanchette spiking again. Rowe saving it. LeBlanc over. Matchison. Kinoshita setting Blakey. Rowe. And oh my gosh. LeBlanc save it. Point for the Hawks.
It was a huge, desperate dive there from LeBlanc, jumping right towards us with a almost Superman dive, unable to keep it in. Right there, we saw 2 or 3 spikes in a row from
let's see that dive
Blanchette.
now.
A huge dive from LeBlanc there. Going all out, putting everything on the line for that point. Unfortunately,
really
unable.
He really did and a fumble at the net leads to a point for the Hawks.
It looked like La Cite was trying to get a little sneaky bump over, but Blanchette saw all the way through that and was able to redirect it quickly. The timeout call now by La Cite side.
Once again, it's 21-14 for the Hawks, and wow, that was quite a rally that we just played. But let's talk a little bit about the stats of this game.
So we're currently looking at this. They both played the same amount of games, and it's actually incredible how almost evenly matched these two sides are. Kills per set, Humber just a few points higher. Hitting percentage, once again, just a few points higher. So it's really incredible how evenly matched these teams are. Humber with just a slight edge.
And it seems like not only with the stats shows how close they are, but it seems like the dynamics on the team also are really, really similar. Having those 3-star players, the fact that they have Kinoshita compared to Labre with the assists, Blanchet compared to LeBlanc. Essentially, the same dynamics on the team, on both teams.
That's a very good point. These teams are built in extremely similar fashions, where they try to feed their star players to get them as many points as possible. And on La Cite's side, LeBlanc, and on Humber side, Blanchet and Gibbs have really stood up to the task so far.
Here's Pascal for the serve, back in the game. Lamothe, Labre, LeBlanc, and setting it out of the line. Point for the Hawks, 22-14.
Humber kind of running away with this set, it seems like.
Pascal for second serve into the net. Unfortunately, not being able to get that height.
We'll see if that's the spark that La Cite needs to start clawing back into the set.
Pascal subbed out Quibbin back in now for the Hawks. Here's Labre for the serve. Gibbs, Kinoshita setting it for Blanche. Miscommunication there.
Interesting there. Blanchet just went up, and it looked like he was going to do one of his trademarked huge spikes, and he just peeled off at the last second there. I'm not sure what happened going on there.
It looked like that they were trying to do a psych out, and it didn't work. John was not in place. Kinoshita. John bumping it out towards a poor girl in the stands.
That one went way wide. She was luckily able to get her hands up in time. And
whew. It doesn't look too shaken. Here's Labre for his another serve. Gibbs.
It's been a dangerous sideline today.
Blanchet. And blocked out, and yes, definitely very dangerous sideline is once again, ball going out over here.
Right at the scorer's table. So the Hawks up 23-17 in the set. Gonna look to close this one out as soon as possible. Kinoshita with the serve.
LeBlanc, Labre, Achash. Nice save by Matchison. Spike down by Blanchet for the point. Great pass, Labre's hands.
You really see Blanchet there. He gets almost all of his spikes from almost the same point on the court. He seems to really like that spot. Almost like you see Alex Ovechkin on the power play. He always just finds his spot, and he seems to convert every time. Blanchet's almost the same way.
Spinning out of bounds. Point LeBlanc for the Hawks for the set.
LeBlanc there with another big dive, unable to keep the ball under control, and the ball unfortunately went wide for the last time. And the Hawks are going to take that set, so they go up 2-0.
All right, so as we go into the third set, let's look at a few highlights from the last two sets that we've seen.
Let's do it.
It is that time again. We are going to be playing our serve respect contest. And we have very special.
We are community builders. We are technicians. We are entrepreneurs. We are Humber.
You've got your degree. Now take your education to the next level. At Humber College, our career-focused programs incorporate hands-on practical experience both in and out of the classroom, allowing you to get the experience employers are looking for.
Good evening and welcome back to the Nest. We're here at the Humber Athletic Center for the last two sets of the playoff crossover game. I'm Nicole D'Angelo here with Sam Staples. And you're looking right now at the Hawks mascot doing a little dance, having a little fun.
Has had a lot to dance for so far today. The Hawks, wouldn't say cruising, but they definitely haven't had a huge struggle to go up 2-0 so far. Something that I've really seen is that the huge difference that I've seen so far is that Cite, they've only been able to convert 0.176 of their total attack attempts, while Humber's been able to convert a total of 0.338 of their attack attempts. A huge difference there. So Humber just definitely making the most of all their chances, while Cite is unable to do so.
No, I mean, comparatively, the attack attempts that they've been having, like 23 of them come from LeBlanc, which is, I mean, Cite's star player, whereas compared though to Blanchette, who's had 30 attack attempts this game. I mean, with that kind of number of difference, it's no surprise that the percentages has such a discrepancy.
Another huge thing that I think has been a huge advantage for Humber is that they've definitely spread around their chances with Blanchette has collected 30 of them, Gibbs with 20, and Madsen with 18. So there's definitely more than one player on that Humber side. They're spreading the love, allowing all their players to get their offensive opportunities.
No, for sure. But I mean, it's very easy to do that with a team like the Hawks. They have a large roster of players, a large roster of excellent players pass around that star moments too.
And we, just before the last break, we talked about Kinoshita and how much of a team player he is. He's coming into, with these past two sets, with 27 assists. So that's a huge chunk of the Humber's offense has come off of Kinoshita assists.
That's more than double the amount of sits that player Lebre for the Cite Coyotes has gotten in the last portion of this game. So, I mean, Kinoshita really is an amazing team player, setting up his teammates for the wins.
It's definitely a huge reason why Humber's been able to see them jump up to a lead. He may not get all the headlines because he's not always going for like the spikes in the offense, but he's definitely just as important to this team, if not more important than Gibbs or Blanchette or Madsen or any of the other Humber stars.
And here we go, starting off the third set of the night. Here's Kinoshita with the serve. Rameau, Lebre, Atash, nice little tap over. Kinoshita digs down to Kobe John. Gibbs spikes it over. Lamont saves it. Attaché bumps it up to get some. Here's Rowe bumping it over from the back. Whibben to Kinoshita. Gibbs blocked out by Ranger and LeBlanc. For a lift, though, error. It's 1-0 for the Hawks.
We're going to take another look at that block. Blanchette coming in with the huge spike, blocked by number 5 on the Cite side, and just goes wide.
Spike by LeBlanc, saved, but unfortunately fumbled. Murchison couldn't get in there, and Blanchette's looking a little bit worse for her, shaking that arm off.
Then we saw Blanchette and Quiven kind of get tangled up on the ground, and they it was almost like a roadblock for Madsen was trying to get to that ball, unable to do so.
Seems like Blanchette was holding his arm there for a sec. That's not a good sign.
Definitely not a good sign for this Humber team.
There's Lebre for his second serve. Nice bump by Gibbs. Kinoshita sets Blanchette. Blanchette spikes it down. Unfortunately outside the line. Point for Cite.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the first Cite lead of the entire game. They're found an early lead here, 2-1 in this third set.
Oh, for sure. I definitely agree with that. Here's Kinoshita for assist to Gibbs. Lamont, Lebre. Blocked out by Blanchette and John.
Blanchette and John put up a huge wall there. Nowhere for LeBlanc to go with the ball.
And here's Blanchette. Up to serve. Let's see if he can get that precision as well as that power. Oh, unfortunately not. Right into the net. Blanchette not looking happy.
Not happy at all about that one. That's the like we've seen him do that multiple times this game, where he has been unable to find consistency on his serve.
No, he has not. LeBlanc serves. Quibin, Kinoshita, Murchison blocked out and somehow stayed in for the point for the Hawks.
That one went right towards the Lacite bench, unable to keep it in.
And here is John for the serve. Into the net, unfortunately. Wow, we are getting a lot of turnover in this set.
Right before that serve, we saw Blanchette kind of working on his shoulder a little bit. Maybe that's something we definitely want to keep an eye on.
Well, that is his spiking arm. Here's Ranger, and serves it into the net. Another turnover.
Yeah,
wow.
Right back and forth. Neither team unable to find some momentum and build multiple points together.
4-4, and here's Gibbs with the serve. Lamotte, Labre, Murray spikes it down. Matchison, Quibin, Gibbs, and LeBlanc slowing it down. Labre, Murray spikes it for the kill. Point for Lacite Coyotes, 5-4 now.
Huge spike there, just out jumping everyone on the Humber side, and is able to slam it down right where there was nobody.
Definitely, he found that hole in the Hawks defense. Here is Achse for the serve.
I'm gonna take a look at that last one. As the ball goes into the net there for another Humber point. Once again, Lacite is just struggling to consistently serve the ball. It's third or fourth time this set we've seen it go into the net.
Matchson for the serve, and it goes long and point. Wow. Another turnover.
Another turnover. Like I've been saying, both teams struggling to serve right now.
I don't know if it's noise from the crowd that's a distraction or it's just getting to them both. But here's Rowe for the serve. Let's see if he gets it over. Nice bump by Gibbs. Kinoshita to the Blanchette. Blanchette spikes it down for a point. Rowe not getting down deep enough.
His shoulder looked more than okay on that one right there. That was a...
Ooh, big breath in, big breath out.
Yeah, taking a look at that again, right through the two Lacite defenders going up for the block.
Murray getting that spike down for the kill. Point for Lacite. It's now 7-6 for the Hawks. Lacite keeping up with the Hawks. Wow. Putting that pressure on. Here's Blakey for the serve. LeBlanc, Labre, Murray for the spike. Goes to the back for Matchison. Kinoshita, Gibbs blocked out by LeBlanc. Point for the Coyotes.
That was definitely something that we saw a lot more from Lacite over in the first set, where they were just consistently getting the block. We'll take another look at that one there. Gibbs goes up, and it's just blocked by LeBlanc with a huge lead from him.
Wow, the amount of air that kid gets is incredible. Matchison for the bump. Kinoshita. Could be John blocked out by LeBlanc. Second block by LeBlanc in the last 3 minutes.
It looked like Kobe John had a clean look on that one, just whiffed on the ball, unable to get full contact on it. So it was an easy block there for LeBlanc and the Lacite side.
Here's Murray for the serve. 7-8 Hawks. Nice serve by Murray. Quibin getting on the save it. Kinoshita. Blanchette goes for a nice little bump over the net. After say, Labre setting it up for LeBlanc. LeBlanc blocked out by rookie player number 17 for the Hawks. Skanes.
Skanes there, yeah, making his first impact in this game, but that was a huge block for them. And getting the serve right back for Humber to tie it up 8-8.
Fun fact, Skanes has never played basketball until he joined the Hawks team.
Volleyball, you mean?
Volleyball, sorry. Yeah, fun fact. And Kinoshita for the point, 9-8 for the Hawks. Second serve. Lamotte, Labre. Spike down by LeBlanc. Sharp angle, point for Lacite.
LeBlanc there with a huge spike. We're going to take a look at that last one, that last spike there from LeBlanc. Just flying in the hole. He's now up to 8 kills in this game.
Labre for the serve. Quibin bumps it from the back, and it lands on the other side of the net. Kinoshita went up, missed it, and point for the Hawks.
Humber's still able to get the point there. So we'll see if Blanchette is able to control his serve this time and drop it in.
of power on that one. Spinning off of LeBlanc to LeBlanc. LeBlanc spikes it over. Nice save by Kinoshita. Quibbin bumps it up to Blanchette. Blanchette spikes. Row from the back to Lamotte. Attaché and back into the right-hand corner. Point for the Coyotes.
Achete using all of his 6'5" right there, his height, getting up there and able to slam it down into the Coyotes point.
Here's LeBlanc for the serve. Off of Blanchette and into the crowd. Gibbs going for it, but not quite making it.
There again, we see Gibbs going for the ball, but just running out of room. Cannot jump into the stands there. Got to look out for the fans as well.
Yeah, you don't want to scare them out of the stands, do you?
Definitely not.
Here's LeBlanc for the serve into the net. Unfortunately, point for the Hawks. It's now 11-11 tied.
LeBlanc was definitely not happy about that one.
No, he was not. They were looking to take the lead in the scoreboard. Here's Skanes for the serve, rookie. Nice over to Lamotte, Labre, Atesh, and off of Kinoshita's chest.
Yeah, it looked like he misjudged that. Went down for the bump, but just found the ball hitting him right in the chest, and Humber is unable to bail out their teammate.
No, it was definitely a distinct thud when it hit him.
For sure.
Here is Ranger for the serve, Quibbin. Blanchette. Gibbs bumps it over. Here's LeBlanc, Labre, Atesh. Blocked out. And it lands on Lacete's side, surprisingly. Point for the Hawks.
A little bit of a lucky break for Humber there. It looked like it was going to come back on their side, but the ball clipped the top of the net and awkwardly bounced back towards Lacete.
Gibbs serves. LeBlanc, Labre sets it for Attaché. Attaché spikes and off Gibbs for point for the Coyotes.
It's very emotional on that one when it was down on 2 knees and slammed the floor. Definitely not happy about that one.
Those lucky power puck socks are not giving him any luck. Here is Attaché for the serve. Nice serve of the net. Quibbin setting it to the front. Kinoshita setting up Matchison. Nice save by Rowe. Here's Labre to LeBlanc, who spikes it over. Saved by Blanchette. Kinoshita. Gibbs spikes it back to the point for the Hawks.
Gibbs with a huge spike, using the sugar and the spice and everything nice on that one.
That was an amazing rally by the Hawks. Getting in the right places.
Take a look at it again. Bright pink socks. Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, LeBlanc kicking his foot out, but not there to save him. Matchison to Lamotte. Labre. Murray trying to get that spike in, but blocked. And a bit of a fumble by Blanchette and point for the Coyotes.
That one just falling down on the Humber side was mixed up in the block, and it just happened to unfortunately fall on the Humber side.
Well, I really thought Blanchette was going to be getting up there to get that block, but here's Rowe with the serve. Matchson. Kinoshita. Nice kill by Blanchette. Towards the Hawks.
Once again, how many times can I say it? This guy is just amazing. We'll take another look at it. Him just go up from the same spot that he loves every time, and just is like overpowering. It's almost unstoppable.
It's like whizzed past LeBlanc's hands. And here's Labre setting up LeBlanc for the spike. Blocked by Skanes, but goes out of bounds for the point for the Coyotes. They have now a 1-point lead, 15-14 for Lacete Coyotes.
So it really looks like, we were talking about earlier, with if fatigue would be an issue for the Lacete team having less players, but going into this third set, they're hanging right with this Humber team, in fact, with the lead right now.
Here's Blanchette for the spike. Attaché saves it. Labre setting up LeBlanc for the spike. Bouncing off Kinoshita's hands. Matchison saving it from the back. Kinoshita bumping it up. Blanchette spiking it. Rolling off the Lacete players. LeBlanc trying to save it, but it going out of bounds. Point for the Hawks.
I'll take another look at it there. A little bit of a lucky break there for Lacete, going off a player's knee and off another player there. And LeBlanc did his best to keep the play alive, but unfortunately bumped along.
I feel like I'm watching a pinball machine crap this game.
Almost.
Kinoshita, Lamotte, Labre setting up Ranger, getting past the Hawks defense. Point for Coyotes.
So the Coyotes continue to, they've pretty much had a 1-point lead this entire set. So every time Humber responds, they've been able to stay right with them.
They are trying to stay in this game. Quibbin bumping it, but Skanes running to get it, not being in the right place at the right time.
So right there is maybe you see some of the rookie inexperience coming in there. Skanes just completely out of position. Went for the ball that was not his, and he was out of position.
Labre for the serve. Blanchette. Kinoshita sending up Blanchette, and spiked back by Ranger. Point for the Coyotes.
Huge block there by Ranger, forcing the Humber timeout. We're going to take another look at that block. Blanchette goes up, and it's just blocked by Ranger right down for the Lacete point.
You know, I'm curious whether the fact that Skins is getting court time is kind of an indication of the Hawks' confidence in their game right now.
It really could be, or maybe they just have faith in him and they believe that he's their best option for their team right there.
So I think let's talk a bit about the keys to the game. We want to talk about focus. When they don't have that mindset, when they're not centered, you can totally see it in their plays, right?
Oh, for sure. And confidence is another huge one where, like, as soon as you get down on yourself and you start second guessing what you're doing, you're either not getting it with the same accuracy or the same power. So being 100% sure in everything that you're doing is crucial to being successful.
And talk about relaxation. When you're seeing players getting in and having a lot of contact on each other, getting down on the ground, having the ball ricochet off of them, you can get tense, you can get stressed out. If you don't stay relaxed and loose, that can be a really big problem in the game.
That's where having your teammates back is crucial and not letting anybody get too down on themselves.
Gibbs for the spike, saved by Lamoth. Gibbs for another spike, ricocheting off of LeBray's arm for the point for the Hawks.
Gibbs went up for the first spike. It was sitting right back to him. He just went for the second try, was able to convert that one.
That is his corner to be in, isn't it, Tim?
Oh, for sure.
Here's Blanchette for the next serve. Let's see that power. Fingers crossed for the precision. Nice. Saved by Rose. Spiked by Gibbs. Point for the Hawks. Wow.
Gibbs just liked what he saw there. The ball was right up to him, and he was able to take advantage. We'll take another look at that one. Gibbs just not even sending it up to any of his teammates, just able to slam it right down.
Coyotes row literally could not have set him up any better. Here's Blanchette for his second serve. LeBlanc. LeBray to LeBlanc again for the spike. Great pass defense. Quibbin though saving it. Kinoshita to Blanchette for the spike. LeBlanc. Oh, here's the ball come fast. Okay. And LeBray going at her feet.
LeBray falls right into our table. That was pretty incredible there, sitting in this fashion. The Hawks have been able to climb back from a slight deficit and tie it up at 18. We'll take a look at that whole play there. Like you said before, pinball machine.
Oh, there's
and you
us.
see LeBray go fly right into it, and you cower from the ball.
Blanchette for the spike, powerful off of row. LeBray setting it up for LeBlanc. LeBlanc spiking it. One-handed save by Kinoshita into the crowd, unfortunately. Gibbs going up those steps. Where does he think he's going?
That was I didn't think Kinoshita was going to be able to get to that, but he was able to keep the ball alive, but Gibbs is unable to get up to that. We'll take another look at that one. Gibbs going all the way up the stairs.
Quibbin, Kinoshita, Matchison blocked out by Ranger.
There you go, like Ranger, he's been getting so many of the blocks to the last state side. It's been a huge chunk of these last state points. Coyotes built another lead going up 20 to 18.
Wow, Coyotes at the lead now. Here's LeBlanc for the serve. Blanchette, Kinoshita setting it up for Gibbs. Nice attack, ricocheting off of, I think, Rowe. Point for the Hawks.
You see the emotion there coming from Gibbs. He definitely want to fire up his team as the Hawks pull within one.
And as I said earlier, confidence being key. Gibbs has definitely got that confidence now with the number of kills that he's gotten in this last set.
Oh, for sure. We'll see if Skanes is going to let the rookie pressure and inexperience get to him, or if he's able to convert this serve.
Skanes standing at 6'7", originally from Etobicoke. It's his first year, not only in the team, but at Humber College. Up for the serve. Nice serve by Skanes, attaché. And point for the Hawks. Ref calling double touch.
Double touch on Achete there. That was a great serve there by Skanes, and it really threw the last defense off.
Definitely using his
Forced the
height
error.
to his advantage. Oh, unfortunately, Skanes serving it into the net. Point for the Coyotes. It's now 21-20 for the Coyotes.
This late in the game, you just can't be afford to be making those mistakes, especially when it's this close. You can't be giving away free points like that. You definitely want to make the other team earn everything they get.
No, you cannot. Here's Ranger for the serve. Gibbs bumping it to Kinoshita, to Blanchette for the spike, going off of row and ricocheting out of bounds. Point for the Hawks. 21-21, tied.
Blanchette continues his amazing game. He's up to 18 kills. That's 6 more than the next highest player.
That's incredible.
Incredible.
And Atuse bumping it over to Quibbin. Quibbin to Kinoshita, who's setting up player number 4. Here's Atuse, nice little pokey over the top of the net. And unfortunately, with the fumble, Blanchette bumps it out of bounds.
You saw a couple of desperate attempts there from Matchison and Blanchette, unable to get a control of it. We'll take another look at that one. Just a quick tip over, and that tip on the block, I think, really threw Quibbin off.
No, definitely. Here's Atchise for the serve. We're getting a lot of noise. Quibbin bumping into Kinoshita. Setting up Matchison. Blocked out, hitting the ceiling. Point for the Hawks. Wow, Murray really blocking that and sending it in the air.
Oh, way up into the sky there. And you saw Blanchett give a look up to the sky like, thank you that was able to happen. Hawks tied now at 22. Super close, can still go either way in this set.
Matchison serves off Lamotte. Lamotte to Lebre. Lebre to Blanc, spikes it out of bounds, runs long. Point for the Hawks. 23-22 now for the Hawks.
That's going way long, and Humber's been able to get their first lead in what seems like forever. Let's see if they're able to string a quick points together and finish this game.
This is getting so close. Here's Matchison. Off of Lamotte. Atchise bumping it back in to save it. LeBlanc bumps it over. Here's Gibbs. Kinoshita trying to sneak attack them out, but they save it. Kinoshita. Blakey for the spike and points for the Hawks. 24-22.
Kinoshita there with the quick tip over really fooled the last team defense, but they were able to respond, but they served it right back to the Hawks side, and they were able to make the play. Blakey came up with a huge spike there.
Seen that replay.
Right down the line. Beautiful hit there from Blakey, able to bring the Hawks within 1 point of taking this entire game.
We're at a timeout now, and wow, I was surprised that the Coyotes were able to recover off of that little fumble near the net. But then see Blakey with that amazing kill, flying past the libero, Lamoff's hands. Wow, wow.
Something we've really seen on the Last Day side is they really work well on the fly. Like when a ball just hits somewhere else. Now we're going to take a quick listen into what Wayne Wilkins has to say for his team.
Watch the tip, team, anything that's off, watch the tip, you won't shot. Again, bring that pass.
Doing his best to fire up his team there. You see this Humber team, they definitely want to close it out right now. They don't want to let the Last Day side get back into this one.
Last Day pulling themselves together. Here's Wayne Wilkins. As we said before, amazing, amazing coach. And here's the crowd looking to see.
They all got their signs for their favorite players. See Blakey there. Got a huge last point for his team. See what Matchkin can do with the serve.
Matchison with the serve to Lamotte. Lebre setting up Murray for a nice little tap over. Unfortunately, Blanchett was in the right place, and that's the winning point. The Hawks take the victory.
Huge win for the Hawks here. On that last play, you saw Lasseter just try to get a quick tip over. Blanchett was having none of it. He saw that the whole way. He was able to get a quick tip back over, and Lasseter hit the ball under the net. Huge win for this Hawks team.
To me, the Hawks going on to the championships in Hamilton. This is an amazing game for them, especially after their last win to get this game. They must be feeling very proud right now of themselves.
It's a huge win for this team. You see them go around, their fans giving them a standing ovation here. The fans definitely appreciate it. Lasseter, don't lessen their effort at all. They put up a huge fight. They were in almost every set, and their ability to hang with this huge, explosive Humber offense almost consistently was pretty incredible.
This was definitely an exciting game to see, them going back and forth in the points. As you said, Lasseter Coyotes definitely gave the Hawks a run for their money. And I just want to say now, Wayne Wilkins is no longer tied second in all-time Humber coaching annuals, now with 314 wins. He ranks second under Mike Katz.
Incredible for Wilkins there. That's just a great stat to cement his legacy in Humber and in the entire OCAA.
It was definitely an amazing game to watch. Thank you for joining us, and thank you, Sam, for doing color with me.
Yeah, it was a great honor. You're a great partner to work with.
Well, I hope everyone tunes in for the championship game to see the Hawks and to see as they move on in the championships.
For sure, it's going to be a huge game for this Humber team. We'll see if they're able to ride this 3-0 victory, ride that momentum right into the championship in Hamilton, and we'll see if they're able to find a win there.
And hopefully we'll see Blanchett maybe rack up some more records.
Yeah, Blanchett, he's been able to... Blanchett's able to pick up 20 kills in this game, followed by Alex Gibbs with 12. On the Lasseter side, LeBlanc only finished with 11. So Blanchette definitely was the bigger factor of our players to watch at the beginning. And we had talked about Kinoshita, his assists. Last set he had 27. He's up to 38 at the end of the game. Incredible showing by him. What an impressive performance by him today.
No, for sure. Kinoshita definitely is one of these star players in this team. He's been amazing setting up Blanchette and Gibbs. And it was nice to see Gibbs getting in all those attacks in the last set. Now, let's go over to Danielle to talk a little bit more about the game and hear from the amazing Coach Wilkins.
Lots of excitement here today. So right now, the Humber Hawks, you guys just won this crossover game. Very big for you guys. And now we're going into championships next week with Hamilton. How do we feel as a team?
You know what? These guys worked hard all year long, so it's awesome. It's great to be back. A little hiatus last year, didn't do so well, but you know what? These guys deserve it.
No, they've definitely worked hard as a team. I mean, great coaching staff behind them. Even your brother too. Everyone's excelling. Like, they're doing so great right now. So just overall, just congratulations to you guys and good luck with championships.
Appreciate it. And you know what? I want to thank the fans, all the parents, everybody that came out. It was awesome. We appreciate it.
You guys have had so much support. Like,
Absolutely.
whether it's just amazing to see, like, everyone just come out, Hawks Nation, just everything around. So
yeah, the school's done a great job promoting. So it's been fantastic.
you guys are doing great.
Thank you.
So stay tuned and we're going to be thrown into the highlights. Thank you. Thank you again. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today with the Humber Hawks win. I'm Nicole D'Angelo,
And I'm Sam Staples.
and let's take a look at some highlights from this game. Tune in for the championship game in Hamilton.